Level 1, Basic Economy. The confirmation email doesn't say your seat number. It says, assigned at check-in. You already know what that means. 40 minutes before boarding, you're standing at the gate reading the screen instead of the crowd. Watching Group 1 line up while you wait for Group 9 to even exist on the display. Your bag is 2 inches over the sizer. The gate agent doesn't apologize. She just points, says $35, and taps the screen before you finish nodding. You pay it. You board last. The overhead bins are already closed by row 12, so you fold your backpack under the seat in front of you and press your knees into a stranger's armrest for the next 4 hours. A flight attendant passes with a cart, water, or coffee, free. Everything else a card reader she holds out without making eye contact. You don't buy anything. Your neighbor's elbow finds your ribs twice reaching for his bag. You don't say anything, you never do. Somewhere over the middle of the flight, they announce a complimentary snack and hand you 7 pretzels in a foil bag like it's a gift instead of the bare minimum. You think about complaining. You don't. You've learned that complaining to a gate agent at Basic Economy gets you a scripted apology and nothing else. So you save the energy for something that might actually work. You eat the pretzels slowly, like it matters. You land, and before you've even reached the gate, your phone buzzes. An email, a coupon, 10% off your next Basic Economy fare. The fare that just did this to you. Level 2, Economy Plus, $10,000 saved. A card that finally lets you buy 2 extra inches of legroom without thinking twice. You board in Group 4 now instead of 9, and it feels like a promotion. The kind nobody gives you, but you gave yourself. The overhead bins fill up by row 8 instead of 12, which means yours is usually still open. Small win. You bought trip insurance for the first time, the $38 add-on you used to skip without reading. Your flight delays 2 hours. You check the app. The airline offers a $12 meal voucher, redeemable at exactly 2 restaurants past security, both with 40-minute lines. You use it on a $9 sandwich and eat the difference in shame, because using a voucher for exact change feels worse than not using one at all. You board. A flight attendant glances at her screen, sees your seat type, and says, welcome aboard, with a warmth she didn't give the row behind you. You notice this. You hate that you notice this. You still don't buy from the cart, but this time it's because you packed your own snacks, not because you couldn't afford theirs. The difference matters to you, even if nobody else can see it. Level 3, Silver Status, $50,000 saved. A year of business trips you didn't ask for that quietly built a profile the airline started paying attention to. You board in Group 2 now. Your bag flies free, the same $35 that used to sting now waived without a second glance from anyone. The gate agent calls your name for a seat change, not a boarding number. Your actual name. You get to the overhead bin before it fills. Put your bag directly above your seat instead of 3 rows back. A flight attendant offers you a drink before you ask, water, coffee, or a small liquor bottle. Included now. No card reader in sight. You still fly economy most of the time. You still land in a middle seat some weeks, but something shifted underneath the numbers. The airline knows your name before you check in online. It remembers 41 segments from last year, even the ones you've forgotten. You mention this to a coworker who flies the same route and pays full fare every time. He tells you he's never once been called by name at a counter. You don't say anything back. You just let him keep talking. It starts emailing you, calling you a valued flyer. And some tired, quiet part of you almost believes it. Level 4, Gold Status, $250,000 net worth. You board in Group 1 now, first through the door except for a handful of higher tiers you don't think about yet. 2 checked bags, free, and nobody blinks twice. A flight delays. Instead of a voucher and a scramble, you get automatically rebooked. A text with a new confirmation number arriving before you've noticed the gate screen changed. You sit in a lounge for the first time this year, a day pass that cost $59, and it feels like cheating somehow. Quiet leather chairs, free wine, outlets that actually work. You eat a small plate of cheese and crackers nobody made you fight for. You board your flight and realize halfway through you didn't check the seat back pocket for a snack menu. You just assumed there'd be food, and there was. It's a small thing. It's the kind of small thing that changes how your whole body sits in a chair. Level 5, Platinum Status, $1 million net worth. You stop checking your boarding group because you're always near the front now, right after active military and wheelchair assistance. The gate agent upgrades you to first class the moment a seat opens. No waitlist call. The system does it on its own and texts you the new seat number while you're still walking down the concourse. Lounge access comes built into your card now. No day pass required, and the bartender knows your order by your 3rd visit without asking. Your flight cancels for weather. Instead of rebooking yourself on your phone with shaking hands, a dedicated status line picks up in 90 seconds. And a real person finds you a seat on a partner airline within the hour. Business class, No extra charge, an apology included like it costs them something to say. You call your assistant, not to complain, just to update her on the new arrival time, because at this level, even inconveniences get absorbed quietly into someone else's job instead of your evening. You fly first class more than economy now, wide seats, real silverware, a flight attendant who remembers your name for the return flight 3 days later like you never left. Level 6. $5 million net worth. You've stopped stacking status tiers and started chartering the annoying regional hops, the short flights that used to eat half a day for a 50-minute trip. A private terminal replaces the main one entirely. No security line, no boarding group, just a walk from your car to the plane in under 10 minutes. The pilot introduces himself by name before you've even sat down. You choose your own departure time instead of an airline choosing it for you 6 months in advance. There's no overhead bin fight because there's no one else on the plane to fight with. You land, and a car is already waiting on the tarmac, engine running because someone radioed ahead before you'd even started your descent. You still fly commercial first class for the longer international routes, but even that feels different now. Lounge staff who recognize your face before your boarding pass, gate agents who greet you by name before you've said a single word to them. Level 7, $15 million net worth. You own a fractional share in a private jet now. A few hundred hours a year, enough to cover most of your travel without a second thought. You call a scheduling line, not an app, and the person who answers already knows your preferred departure airport, your cabin temperature, your usual catering order, before you finish the sentence. The plane meets you, not the other way around. No TSA line, no gate number, no boarding pass at all, just a name on a manifest, and a handshake from a crew that already knows what that handshake means. When you do fly commercial, it's because you want the experience, not because you need the seat. And even then, you're treated less like a customer and more like an old friend the crew happens to remember from a few years back. Once a connecting flight ran late on the ground, and instead of you rushing to a gate, the outbound aircraft simply waited, because the person in seat 2A that day was the reason the flight existed at all. Your travel agent, an actual person with a direct line that rings straight to your name, rearranges international connections around your calendar instead of forcing your calendar around a schedule built for someone else. You've genuinely forgotten what a boarding group number looks like printed on paper. Level 8, $25 million net worth. You don't own a fraction of a plane. You own the plane, or the family office does, and it exists entirely around your calendar instead of the other way around. There's no manifest to double check, no crew meeting you for the first time, the same 2 pilots for over a decade, the same flight attendant who knows you take your coffee black and keep the cabin 2 degrees warmer than the standard setting without you ever having to say it twice. You depart when you're ready, not when a printed schedule says you should be. There is no security line because there is no terminal for you. Just a private hangar and a car that drives directly onto the tarmac beside the stairs. International travel means customs comes to you. An agent boards quietly, stamps a passport at your own table, and leaves without ceremony. You've never once heard the words final boarding call spoken over an intercom in your life. You've never had a flight delayed, because delays are something that happens to schedules you no longer follow. The airline industry, the same one that charged you $35 for a bag at $0 in your account, doesn't see you as a customer anymore. It doesn't see you as anything at all. You're simply not inside their system to begin with.